Good evening. Welcome to the Pizza Roundtable, part of the Pizza Club Network. I am Jim Mumford with my co-host Anna Crucitt. We come every Tuesday evening and we talk about the latest pizza news, happenings, and goings-on in the Pizza Network. We have a very special co-host with us this evening. But first, Anna, how are you? Good evening. How are things?
Everything is great. Really nice to see you. I'm excited to jump into the conversation this evening with Liz.
Yeah. And Liz, why don't you take opportunity, tell the world a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you run, and where.
I'm Lizz Aquarian, and I'm here at Downtown Pizza Company in Murphy, North Carolina. So we're just right on the western tip of the state. And I'm here in my office that I plastered these brick stickers on to look like a legit background.
So good.
Love it. The vibes are immaculate. I can just tell from here.
Thank you.
So, Liz, tell us a little bit about your shop. When did you open? What kind of pizza do you feature? Give us, tell the people who haven't been lucky enough to visit you all about you.
Sure. So my mother started the business 24 years ago, actually 24 years ago this month. And we're kind of unique in that we're an all-you-can-eat pizza and salad buffet. So immediately your mind thinks like CC's, that sort of thing. But we kind of bump it up a notch. We do a ton of variety, unique exotic pizzas, lots of classics, those too. We also have a big arcade. So we're a big family crowd sort of vibe. Everybody pretty much can eat here. And so I run a double conveyor and we do thin New York style pies. We make a lot in-house. So dough, sauce, that sort of thing. And now I'm GM. I'm general manager, aka day shift runner. And then my brother Sean actually runs nights. So we're second generation pizza makers. And then I have a son and hopefully he'll be third gen. We'll see.
That's amazing. Wow, you certainly
so
keep
fun.
it. I love I did a little snooping ahead of time. Apologies, but I love, like I say, I love the vibes. The vibes in your shop are just what I expect to be of kind of like a hometown pizzeria. The pizza looks amazing. The arcade looks incredible, and just the passion, everything just shows. So amazing, amazing spot.
So I come from a family business and my restaurant was started by my brother and I, but it was really initially started by my mother who started the gelato 25 years ago. So just about the same time, our mothers went into business, and then we're in Pittsburgh. So gelato in Pittsburgh, we wanted to add something to it to make it more year round, but I work with my family too.
Working with a brother, is he older or younger?
So we're a trio. So I have one older brother, one younger brother, and the three of us operate our restaurants. So I get
So
it.
funny. Do you call each other the trio?
Yes.
I call us the triad. No joke.
That's so fun.
Well, the third part of the triad isn't another brother or sister. It's actually my husband. So he's we pigeonhole him in there. I taught him pizza. He's definitely not a pizza person with a background in pizza, but over the past 12 years or so, he's kind of joined us. So
you have to, right? Like, it's just
definitely,
you have to.
it
Not
just
too many choices.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, we have a quattro of articles to go over this evening, so I figure we might as well just kind of dive right into it. So the first article comes to us. I'm gonna start with the best, I guess, one. So pizza chain launches revolting new topping that's even more controversial than pineapple. So we are over in Australia, our friends down under. This pie is made with a tomato base, mozzarella smoked ham, and orange segments. Liz, I'm going to throw it to you. Orange segments on pizza. What do we think?
You were incredibly choppy. I could not hear that. Can you hear me okay?
I can. 1 second. Let me stop sharing. So the article, courtesy of Metro today, a Bubba Pizza in Australia offering a new flavor combo, which is ham and orange. What are your thoughts on oranges on pizza?
So I'm in the South. So I've seen oranges in weird places. Let's say that. And I'm kind of adverse to ever dogging on anything that goes on a pie. So I would try it and then we shall see. What do you think?
I'm okay with it. I mean, for me, It's not something that I would make or put on one of my pizzas, but if you're going to be so kind as to make it for me, I love oranges. I love ham. I love pizza. So all together. Is this something that you would sell, Liz? Like, is this the style of pizza?
Well, I put pineapple on a variety of different things, so I could see myself being fine with this. Again, it does seem like an odd pairing. I don't get where the orange comes into play with what you said, the ham.
Yeah, and tomato base, right? So yeah, it's oranges and ham. It looks like more of a Canadian bacon kind of style.
Yeah, it even just sounds bizarre, but like I do pineapple on a bunch of stuff, so I'm in that camp where I don't care. So I like to do pineapple on a chicken teriyaki, and then I have a regular. So we're a buffet, but we let people request. And typically, if you're a regular, like you're dining in a couple times a week or something like that, you can have a request. So this one woman, she loves barbecue chicken with pineapple, so that's a good one. And no red sauce, just like a garlic butter base. So I could see orange working.
It's not the worst thing I've heard. Anna, do you have any fruits on pizzas? Do you focus? Other than not really, right?
Outside of it being a fruit gelato flavor. So for me, if you want to put a blackberry on top of a pizza with some chocolate, like that sounds perfect.
That
so
sounds amazing.
I think
Yeah.
orange would be nice. I think it's through the article, it was just supposed to be like a substitute, like it's better than pineapple. You should try orange.
I mean, it's not the worst thing we've covered here. Let's face it. Awesome. Well, speaking of bold flavors, I guess is the way to put this. Pizza Hut is adding a exclusive Mountain Dew flavor. So Mountain Dew, pretty famous for being with, fast food. Certainly the Baja Blast at your Taco Bells, but Pizza Hut is offering a new flavor. They are. Let me scroll down to it. A Mango Rush, with Little Caesars. So exclusive at Little Caesars. Mango Rush will be the pizza accompaniment of choice. So Liz, do you have craft sodas, craft cocktails, craft anything? And would you consider Mango Rush to go well with your pies?
The idea of having something that pairs with pizza, you've got the classic Pepsi stuff and Coke stuff. And funny enough, since you mentioned it, I was thinking about getting cheer wine. It's a big North Carolina thing, so I've been kind of toying with that idea. But overall, I love the idea of pairing pizza with a specific soft drink or with wine. We did a pizza pairing with wine a couple times. That's always a hit. People always have fun with that one. So.
Anna, pizza pairings, wine, beverages. I know you're a huge Mountain Dew fan just from the time we spent together. But that's a joke.
I think I've had Mountain Dew in 30 years.
Gotcha.
But I totally see a market for it. So I see this being a hit for that clientele. Not something I don't think I'd sell much in my area or at my restaurant, being a Neapolitan style.
Neapolitan Mountain Dew. I'm sure the AVPN, just begging for the partnership with Mountain Dew every day. No, I mean, I get it. So, I live in Michigan, right? Little Caesars from here, very prominent. I see it, right? I see that kind of grab and go and kind of the novelty, right, to differentiate yourself. So I'm not mad at it. Will I have it myself? Probably not. But, you got to set yourself apart, and I guess it's not hurting anybody. Boy, those Mountain Dew flavors, they're are awful bold. So, it's interesting. And we don't talk about Little Caesars making big waves, right? It's always Domino's, Pizza Hut. We'll talk about in a second. So kind of nice of kind of the borderline little brother kind of getting into the game.
Putting their foot in the water.
Right, in the very high fructose corn syrup soaked water.
Great sells.
Yeah, hey, yeah, right. I mean, who am I to argue? All right, next article. This is awesome. So Pizza Hut, everyone loves a good charcuterie board. And why not Pizza Hut get in the game? Charcuterie board stacked with pizza, wings, and breadsticks. That's really all you need to know from the article from Food and Wine. It is, as pictured, is a smorgasbord of all of your favorite Pizza Hut offerings. Liz, let's talk charcuterie boards. Fan, not fan. Where do you land?
Honestly, I love charcuterie itself, but that's just a pile of pizza and stuff, which is fine. And it's a cute gimmick. And I feel like pizza and gimmicks are okay. Like, we let these things pass in the pizza world because it's fun and slightly silly, but I think it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, Anna, where are you? I'm sure you got one next year, right? A whole Pizza Hut charcuterie.
A whole lineup. So I'm not mad, right? So like, how does this offend me? Absolutely not. I think that we are asking business to do the work of pulling apart the pizza that we already cut for them and kind of arrange it on a smaller dish that might aesthetically look better on a table. Can people just order a pepperoni pizza and an onion olive pizza? Absolutely. Essentially are already getting the charcuterie, but we're just filing it together. That's what that looked like, and probably an upcharge.
Yeah, I guess I'm offended. Charcuterie board to me, meats, cheeses, fruit, spreads, not fryer frozen pizza, right? That's not a charcuterie board. That's why I ate in college for 4 years. So, a little maybe offended at the term. But again,
Sure.
Everyone needs a gimmick. But yeah, the upcharge, I'm sure if you did the math, right, good for them, right? If people are buying it. But I bristle at charcuterie. I hold that as, a nice glass of rosé and they're two different pizzas plus the wings and the ranch. That maybe it's Midwest charcuterie, but certainly not.
It looked like they had a different type of cut on one of the pizzas.
Well, that's different. Now, I'm sorry. I apologize to young
It looked
brands
like a
across the
pizza
board.
stick instead of a pizza slice, which maybe we could go down that path. So,
I mean, if I put
Better
pizza
for
rolls
dark.
on a charcuterie, maybe I should put pizza rolls on the next charcuterie board. I have people over. I don't say anything. And just see what happens. See what the reaction is. See if, I get the side that like, oh, this is great. Like, call it something bougie, like puff pastry dough filled with,
pizza charcuterie.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean,
Like, that's way
charcuterie, I like
cuter.
way
What you
better.
just came up
Liz,
with.
You're the one who does catering, though. So I feel like you should start this and let us know.
It's a fake. It feels like a clickbaity thing that they're never going to put into practice, but maybe they will as a franchise. I don't know. Honestly, charcuterie board shaped like a slice of pizza would actually be really cute. Like, there's ways to do and incorporate, and like, I do these big like grazing boards, but no, good try.
Okay, so I'm just envisioning, a 2.5 foot slice of pizza, and where the pepperoni would look on the pizza, you would have a pile of pepperoni and salami and
you need to be in the room with these people, because that's already like way better of an idea.
And the cheese could look like the cheese all around it. And then at the crust, you're going to have your bread, your breadsticks, your crackers.
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah,
that's the pizza charcuterie board.
Yeah, I smell a special at two pizza shops is what I'm hearing here.
I'm just here for the idea. The execution is not my.
So, Liz, you said you have a spread. You have kind of a meat and cheese board. But what do you rock on that?
So when I do catering, I'll do a grazing board, and I like to just see what I can find at Aldi, Dollar Tree, whatever. But it's all the classics. The only thing that I like to do that I don't know if this is different or I just think it's genius, but I get the mini panettones, and they look like little mushrooms.
Oh,
so brilliant.
Yeah, they do.
And they taste the best, but they're panettone and it's cute, and yeah.
It's the vibes. You clearly you understand the vibes, and charcuterie,
clearly.
right? Clearly, you do. I mean, the neon cat behind you is. I don't think you have a true charcut, but you have some pies that have charcuterie elements. I know for a fact.
Yeah. We do a couple. We have like a charcuterie. I mean, it's just called a meat and cheese tray because we're Italian. But
yeah, that's all it was growing up, right?
It's just like, and it has, a jam. We do a fig jam and a honey on it. Slices of bread with different types of meat. It rotates regularly. So whatever my brother actually feels like putting on it. So people can buy that throughout the year. as an appetizer. Yeah, we do it, just not with pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, not calling wings and two types of pizza and ranch charcuterie, which you could. I might be a
They
little
just
offended.
did.
Yeah, I just did. Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds like great. That with a couple cups of gelatos for the table, that sounds like lunch to me. So that's fun. All right. Well, we have one more amazing article, and this one I like pretty cool. So Time Out magazine, there's an article, and they, there was a recent ranking of the 19 best pizzerias in the world from Time Out, which is pretty bold, but really surprised to see at number 11, Millie's Pizza in the Pan, which is in Uptown, which is a suburb of Chicago, made the list. They are a relatively newcomer. They are kind of reservation only, but their restaurants, title number 1, so pepperoni, jalapenos, fresh mozzarella. There's only one American place ranked ahead of Millie's, which is Scars in New York City. Think about, Time Out, which take with a grain of salt, but, for a relatively newcomer, Millie's is from COVID. So 4 years ago, kind of made the list. So to have a relative newcomer be 11, I thought was spectacular. Top of the list was Pizzeria de Tio in Naples, which I think is pretty apt. So, Liz, have you heard of, Millie's? Again, newcomer in Chicago scene, but have you heard of it? Heard of the kind of general, vicinity of that area?
No, I actually, I'm 2 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. So a lot of what I'm exposed to in the pizza community is usually over there. So like, for example, I went to Atwood's, which is this really cute little pizza joint that I was introduced to, but I don't really get more on that beyond Southern or Atlanta, Georgia scene.
Sure. Let me just share a kind of a picture of Millie's here, because it's a really interesting style. It's not Chicago deep dish at all. It is kind of like you can see the burnt cheese rim, right? It's thin, but the crust it's not like Chicago deep dish where it's buttery. It's almost got like a Detroit style vibe to it. It's made in a very thick pan. And it's kind of this Chicago deep dish style that I think people don't necessarily know about. They think, the Giordano's, the big, but this has very light. It looks very heavy. It's not. It's not mostly cheese. It's actually, a very, very light crumb, and then tons of toppings. And you can see the sauce and kind of put on top, right? It's classic, but you have that inch rim. So
Beautiful.
really, really interesting. So,
Gorgeous.
and yeah, it is. I'm familiar with Millie's. Friends of they're friends of ours. And Anna, what do you think of the style? Al, if you've heard of Millie's, again, they're felt relatively underground, right? Reservation only.
I mean, I think it's totally possible to make a list. Top 10, top 20. I've seen a couple other places online that are just incredibly impressive with their style, how unique it is, what they're bringing into the industry, the attention that they're grabbing from people in the industry. So that is beautiful. I've never tried a pizza like that, which I've eaten a lot of pizza. So that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, next time you're my way, right? I'll take you to Millie's and do the tour. But yeah, really interesting. Again, Time Out, right? They're not a definitive pizza ranker, right? And if you go through the list, it's kind of these underground kind of places that you haven't really heard of. But I thought it was cool for a relative newcomer. Millie's is getting a lot of love. Liz, if you have to put you on the spot, if you had to kind of give me some of your top pizza places that you've been to, your favorites, your muses, where's going to jump right out your mind?
Well, for whatever reason, I'm obsessed with this Atwood's place right now. I keep thinking about it. My stepson goes to Georgia Tech, and he recently took me there. And I was just enamored by, it kind of goes to the atmosphere of the place. In addition to the pies were superb. But I liked it because it felt very much like this place, my place here. So very casual, low key. It was so unassuming in its location. So I was also enamored with the fact that it was kind of pigeonholed in this building. I believe it's the Biltmore building there. And it was beautiful. And I was about to launch something that I saw was on their menu. So I got an opportunity to talk to her. And she was just giving me tips, and we were just chatting. And that's one place that's made an impression on me lately. And I just can't get it out of my head.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really neat.
It's so cool, right? You see the analogs between your shop and you like the pie, you like everything. You can, game respect games.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, game respects. And she had the thinnest, just crunchiest, perfectly burnt, just cheese. Oh, it was everything that I wanted. And a
Love
kid
that.
showed me,
Yeah,
my
right?
stepkid. I was like,
I mean, it's you. That's where are your muses, right? Where are the places you're like, yeah, if you're, I'm craving a slice, it's from X. If I've ever asked you that.
Yeah,
Tough
I don't
question.
think you have.
it's a very hard question.
So like off the top of my head, my go-to in Pittsburgh is Ironborn. And I do Neapolitan style, but my whole heart is after a thick crust pizza. Always has been. I grew up eating it. And so more Sicilian style, but Detroit is, it's up there. Honestly, though, I am super spoiled with Eddie's Pizza right in Pittsburgh because he gets to test some at our restaurant and I can get that pretty regularly. So I would say for us, Ironborn, although my husband, when he's ordering pizza, he likes to order from Caliente in Pittsburgh. They're very close to us. And so that's his go-to. He's more of a New York style. I like Detroit.
Yeah, I listen. I'm a good Michigan boy. I love Detroit styles as well. So that's awesome.
I get a real hankering, for the pan pizzas because everything I do is a thin hand tossed. I'm doing 12 and 14-inch pies. Sometimes I do want something a little bit different, and it goes back to that Millie's pie. Like that was like the perfect marriage of that pan and that Detroit style, and it was just that's intriguing to me. That's exciting for me
I want
to see that.
Yeah, I
want to challenge myself to do this.
Boy, come June, I know where you all could find a recipe where you can make that very similar to that exact pizza.
I wonder if there's going to be a cookbook
wonder
with
if there's a cookbook coming out or something. I would say, my pizza muses, right? So obviously Mercurios, I'm not just saying that, but I asked you to be in my book, a long time ago. And, Mercurios was a spot I hit on a road trip a couple of years ago. Love it. But, Flo and Santos is a tavern style in Chicago that's near and dear to my heart, right? Just super cracker thin. That's a pizza I daydream about. That's the one I go back to, and it's my favorite, right? It's a, the every pizza you have is compared to the pizza you grew up with, right? And that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of the pizza I cut my teeth on. So.
And I'm definitely, I want to say I'm a red sauce. I love it so much, but if I was to select a pizza, it would absolutely be with a garlic, olive oil, ricotta, a cheese with real tomatoes on it. That's what I gravitate towards when I'm ordering. It's not
really?
a regular pizza.
I never, that's interesting.
I find this about myself, right? You eat so much pizza and you're like, this is the one I want the second bite of.
Yeah.
I completely agree. There's something that I guess maybe is more unique. There's more finesse, right? I'm with you. I like the non-traditional pies because if you're going to have it on the menu, it's probably pretty good, right? You're not just going to slap up a Supreme or something. So I'm saying I like a good white pie. New Haven clam white, right, is one of my favorites just because it's just so unique and so different. And just all the flavors and none of the tomatoes, which is, again, almost like counter to what we think of. I love that. Well, this has been, this half hour absolutely flew by. Liz, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Tell us a little more about your shop, things you got going on, anything you want the beautiful listeners to know.
So we are DTP, Downtown Pizza Company, and I think the only reason people even know about us and what we're doing here and have been doing for 24 years is just because I randomly sent an email to PMQ Magazine one time, got on the cover of the magazine, and here I am today. So what I want to do is just talk about pizza in Western North Carolina because there is a lot of it. UNC is super unique. I love that we are community-based, so everything that we do is how are we going to help locals helping others, locals helping locals. And so we've got different programs and initiatives we're a part of, but also we make damn good pizza. We were voted best pizza by the readers of the Cherokee Scout for the last go around. So we were very excited about that. To get recognized locally almost means more. This is just a really nice cherry on top. And I want to ride this trajectory and try to just advocate for what we're doing here in a part of the country that a lot of people haven't even thought about until recently because of Helene. So I just want to draw more attention to this region of the state.
I
That
love
is
that. That is
awesome.
so awesome. And congratulations, right? Your success is amazing. And your trajectory, as you said, I think is incredible.
Well,
And were you
I've gotten to meet people like you, and that's been by far the coolest thing about this. And finding that there's a place for me and a space in the pizza world, which you would think, having grown up with it, I would have felt a part of it. But it's people like you, everybody that I'm encountering has just been very open and wanting to learn more. And it's just been super inspiring.
Yeah, you were just in the PMQ article for Women in Pizza?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I read that. I thought that was such an awesome
It was
write-up.
a nice surprise.
Yeah, you didn't know?
Yes, I thought maybe somebody had said they were doing something with Women in Pizza, but I wasn't sure. And the number one reason I ever wanted to be in a magazine in the first place, and my dream, was to just make my mom and dad proud, to show them that this is an institution, this building and everything that we've done and that they did. So it's like the ultimate tribute to them. So to get it in March and to be able to like talk about my own mother as my inspiration, it's just been unreal. Like, I don't even think my mother, neither of my parents, were prepared for what this media was going to do for us, and talk about the legacy, the pizza legacy that we have just taken for granted as just a part of our life. And now we just kind of want to share it with everybody.
Incredible. So I've got the article here. We can link it in the show notes.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
amazing read, amazing story. And you are just everything I thought and more from the PMQ article, just how much your passion
Thank you.
for community, the family,
Yeah.
all of it. So
And your staff. I was like, I
gosh.
want to be nicer to my staff. Like, I love my staff, but it just sounds like you sound like such a nice boss and someone to work for.
That can bite you though. There's a delicate balance, but keeps you
I get it.
humble.
I
Like,
get it. Yeah.
I was very interested to see that they had honed in on the management side of things too, because I used to be a teenager here, and I wasn't the most responsible, and I wasn't doing all of the duties I was supposed to do. So I had to earn this
Right.
in a very real way. And I'll tell you, this morning I cleaned the bathrooms in this restaurant, and then maybe an hour ago I was vacuuming. It never ends. And it is truly what I am in. It's my life. It truly is my life.
And it's a
Amazing.
good one. Yeah. It's great.
yeah, it's just,
And
again,
it's fun.
yeah, clearly, right? I mean, you wouldn't do all this if you didn't love it. And it's very clear you love it and you're amazing at it and you're award-winning at it. So congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations.
thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys.
Of course. Where can we find you in the shop on social media, Liz?
I'm everywhere. One thing I want people to try to check out right now is TikTok. I have a TikTok where I'm doing some behind the scenes stuff, some silly stuff in the shop. And then we're on Instagram, DTP Company, dtpizzacompany.com. I hate that we have the most generic name in the world, but thanks, Mom, for naming it Downtown Pizza. So if you just do Downtown Pizza, North Carolina or NC, you shall find it.
Lovely. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Anna, remind us where everyone can find you and your shop.
We are Mercurios PGH at Mercurios PGH on Instagram, and I'm not on TikTok, but
Do it.
maybe
Yes.
someday.
Do it.
I love it. So for me, you can find me, Jim Cook's Food Good, wherever you get your media. But more importantly, I Need Pizza Club. Find us on Instagram and certainly here on YouTube. Please feel free to like, rate, subscribe, all those things you do to give love to your favorite podcasts like this one. And please tune in next week for the next edition of Pizza Roundtable. Liz, thank you so much. Please don't be a stranger.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This
Hit
was
me up. Let's
incredible.
do something, guys.
I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much.
Would love it.
Really. Anna, always a pleasure. And until then, we'll see everyone next week. Thank you all.
Have a good night.